Hey guys, welcome to another epic D&D recap video. Sorry, I'm just really excited to get started. A white tear just rolled down my leg as I am very excited to be making this video right now. If that gives you a metric of the excitement I have for this video's making. As you can see, we have two memes today on the front page. Exercise. Oh, fuck. Okay, exercise. I thought you said extra fries. I must be part squirrel. I attract all the nuts. So funny. Okay, so where we left off, our party was at like this thing, okay, the terminal thing, and then they saw this like town hall place, okay. So then they're like, guys, let's go in that house, and so they did. So yeah, then they learned it was like a town hall place, and there was like a soldier guard guy there, and they're like, yo, what's upstairs? And he's like, no, 100% nothing. They're like, okay. So then Z Wiggles turned into a fly and went up there to see if that was the truth. And when Z Wiggles went up there were boxes. And inside those boxes were tons of 200-pound weights. Like, each box weighs like a ton, basically. And they're like, that's weird. And then when Z Wiggles went upstairs, it's the exact same room. Which, mind you, this is a 2-floor house. And he's on the 3rd floor right now. And there's a ladder that goes up indefinitely, so there's definitely some dimension hijinks going on here. So then, the rest of the party, aside from Z Wiggles, go outside, and they then go break in through the window to try to join Z Wiggles. But when they enter the house's attic, Z Wiggles isn't there, and there's no ladder leading up, and they're like, huh? So they go downstairs through the ladder down here, and they enter that town hall, but now there's free guards, and they're like, oh, fun not. So then they go up the ladder, and now they're in the same room as Z Wiggles. Now you might be thinking, this makes no sense. So here's a diagram, okay? So just follow the mouse. Okay, so initially everyone was in Town Hall 1, okay? But then Z Wiggles went up through this trapdoor, which sent him to Attic 2, okay? So then, then he can go up indefinitely. There's a bunch of upper floors. So then the party over here, so Oliver and Big G, they go into Attic 1 and hop through this portal, which is going to spit them down here, which when they go up here, takes them here. This makes perfect sense and is not confusing at all. So yeah. Anyways, then the party realizes there's a machine over here, okay? And then this is like what happens when they open up the machine. These are the buttons, okay? So when clicking up on the machine's terminal, imagine this is the bottom floor, and this is the room the party is on. The room goes up, okay? So then if they press down on the terminal, the room doesn't actually go down, but a room is added below them, if that makes any sense. Pressing E seems to like be an emergency stop button, and this one just seems to like exit the terminal. It doesn't seem to do anything. So you can just ignore it. It's not going to be important later. So, then the party decides to split up. Big G is below the level that Z Wiggles and Oliver are on. And Z Wiggles and Oliver decide to press the up button 256 times in only 30 seconds. So they go absolutely zooming up, and eventually once it stops, they go upstairs to see if anything's changed. But now, once they go upstairs, on this higher floor, there are no boxes, which is pretty weird. So then they decide to go up 256 more times. And now, what's Big G doing right now? Well, Big G, he decides to try to leave. So he goes into this one, which takes him down here, which takes him through here, which takes him out here. Okay? So Big G is now in the original attic. Keep that in mind. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so Z Wiggles and Oliver, they press up 256 times. So they're going to the very top of this tower. Okay, so once they get here, they're like, oh man, that was pretty intense. So they go upstairs and see there's no boxes. And then the room starts shaking. Why, you may ask? Well, let's put it like this. Let's imagine the darker areas are heavy and the lighter areas are really light. Okay? So if we introduce way at the bottom, say a room full of a D&D party, it's gonna be A-okay. Alright? So, yeah, that's just how, yeah, that's how it works. But if we introduce weight to the top of the tower, that's really light and unstable, well, it doesn't go too well. Mean break! Oh, no. Okay, so when someone insults you and it's actually a good one you haven't heard before. It's so fucking funny. Okay, money problems? Loan $1 billion from your bank, then buy. That's so fucking funny. Then buy the bank. Now you're the owner. No need to pay. I don't find this one funny. Facebook does not need an eye roll button. I don't know. Whoever made this is sick in the head. If they think Facebook needs an eye roll button, okay? Like, do you understand that? Like, this is so stupid. This is actually listen, Hitler had better ideas than whoever made this meme. Okay, an eye roll button? Are you kidding me? Dude, an eye roll button? Do you understand how many other buttons we could add before eye roll? We could add the Okay, I wonder if the clouds ever look down on us and say, hey, look, that one is shaped like an Indian. It's so funny. Okay, this one is actually really funny because of how meta it is, okay? Facebook page, exercise to let you an extra prize. 40, wait. But I thought that one was pretty funny. I don't look like that. And I'm not a... Dude, I don't like this one. Dude, this is actually just as bad as the other one. Anyways, where were we? Right. So yeah, not good. Not good at all. Okay, so Z Wiggles and Daniel, who are in this room at the very top, they start going down floors, and down floors, and down floors, until eventually they reach the, so yeah, they're not, like, going down, like, mechanically. They're crashing through the floors, just, like, slamming through them. And eventually, once their floor reaches the lobby, it goes right through it. And they keep falling and falling and falling and falling. And eventually they stop falling. And then Oliver and Z Wiggles, they go outside. They go down the floor to see what's going on. And there's so many boxes, like a lot of boxes full of weight. And they're like, oh, that's pretty weird. So then they decide, since the machine over here also is pretty busted, they can't go up anymore. So they decide, let's just slide down this ladder and go down. So they go down and down and down and down. And eventually they reach the end of the rooms. But the ladder keeps going. So there's no more walls around them. It's just empty void. But they keep sliding down the ladder. And eventually once they run out of ladder, they let go. And they fall into true darkness. Okay? So, I know this may be a bit hard to follow, but all that really matters is that Z Wiggles and Oliver have fallen into true darkness. They can't see anything. So they start walking forward, as that's all they can do. And they see a very tall man. Okay? Now I'm going to summarize this by doing voices. Okay? So, the high-pitched voice is Oliver. The low-pitched voice is this mysterious man, and the normal voice is Daniel, okay? Who are you? Who am I? Let's just say I'm God. You're God. At least the only God that's watching. What do I want? A little faith. For without faith, I am nothing. And without you, you are fucked. I said that badly, but like that was like the only thing I've ever scripted for a D&D thing. And I'm pretty proud of that line. It's a pretty good line. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so, so then, they're like, ooh, shiver me timbers, this guy's, like, intimidating. But then, like, Oliver's like, oh, fuck the daddy, can you, like, get me out of here? And then he's like, I cannot give you what I do not have. So he's just being really cryptic. And they're like, who's that young mouse? And then he's like, something. Yeah. So this guy isn't very much helping. They ask him, how do we get out He's like, and then he's like, you do something. And then Oliver's like, oh, well, have people ever gone nuts? Is the place that's behind you, is that where people get out? And he says, oh, people have left there before. That's not where you leave. And then Oliver's like, get out from me. So then they walk past this guy and abandon him. And then the next, they walk for like a mile, and then they see a wooden moose. But before we can see what happens with that, Big G! That's right, Big G's just been sitting in the attic the entire time, and eventually Big G realizes there's a terminal on his end too. And what Big G does on this terminal, he presses the back arrow. You remember how I told you it wasn't important? It actually was really important. Big G presses the back arrow on the terminal, and before anything can happen here, they start sinking in the darkness, and they start falling in this dark, dark place, and soon the walls of nothing seem to close around them. And then this box here starts shaking, and out of the box pops Oliver and Daniel. How does this work? Who knows? It's complicated, and I don't feel like explaining it. So the party decided to get the hell out of there, and they start wandering the suburbs because I didn't put in the slideshow, but there are guards chasing them right now, and they find this old frogman, and they're like, "Yo, homie, can we crash with you?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So then in their home, here, let me paraphrase their conversation with this guy. So, why are you running from the cops? Well, we're just good people, and we're seeking knowledge. Good people don't get in contact with the police. And then they talk for 2 hours about how the police are actually bad, and the frog is convinced and all that. And the frog, he doesn't know anything about the long moose. He doesn't know anything about any of this. He thinks everything's in a utopia, but he's low-key interested in what's going on. So now we have a party NPC, which is Marcus the Frog. So then the party, they decide, let's try to go up to the next floor, the city that's above the suburb. But then something bad happens. Guards are defending the elevator, but don't worry, Big G has it handled. So they all hop in the elevator, and then one team the elevator ride later, they arrive at this cyberpunk city that's raining, and it's capitalist utopia, and just so you know, the next section is gonna be a half shopping and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's the end thus far. I hope to continue making these, so if you guys every once in a while don't show up to a session, don't worry, because I'll greatly enjoy making this. Yeah. Bye. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, man. Ugh. Oh, God. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, God. Oh, God. Damn.